Yo, what's up? This is Valoramous. In today's DJ tutorial, I'm going to provide an overview of the DDJ-1000 Beat FX and also how to employ these various effects. So there's two settings that you need to be familiar with on the DDJ-1000 Beat FX. What you have is you have the on and off button combined with the level and depth knob, and that is going to be the amount. So think of that as a percentage that you are applying to that effect. And then the second setting that you need to be familiar with is going to be the actual beat settings. So there's various settings for these different beat effects, and they're usually in terms of beats, such as 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, 1 beat, 2 beats, etc. Or they're going to be in percentages, say in the case of reverb, or in the case of pitch. So how you adjust these is as you're flipping the beat effects knob to the actual effect that you want, and you're going to see these effects on your screen. Then there's two buttons on top of that, and that is the beat parameter function. So you use that beat parameter function to adjust the setting, and then you simply use this level or depth knob, which is, think of it like a percentage meter, to apply that effect. Now the different effects obviously have different effects on your track. So the first effect that's in the bottom left is low cut echo. That obviously removes the lows and then gives an echo to the remaining frequencies of your track. And then right above that you have an echo, which would be an echo across the entire frequency spectrum. Above that you have the MT delay, and that is going to give a delayed stutter effect to your track. Above that you have the spiral effect. I don't use the spiral effect as much, but it adds an enhancing effect, maybe going into a drop. Beyond that, you have the reverb. The reverb will make your sound like it's in a bigger room, so it'll increase that sense of depth, space, and time. After the reverb, you have trans. Trans is like a gated effect. You want your trans effect to be a little bit lower, so I like to use either 1/4 or 1/2, and that'll basically chop your sound, and it'll make it just sound choppy, so it'll cut certain bits of the track. It'll basically sound like your track is being chopped into thin little slices, like a chef at a butcher shop or something. After that, you have Enigma Jet, Flanger, and Phaser. These effects should be used very sparingly, but the Flanger and the Enigma Jet sounds like a jet taking off the runway. Phaser will just sound like an increased sense of space, width, and time. These effects, what I like to do is reduce the high frequencies. That way you don't kill the listener's ears when you apply this effect. So you have to be very careful with those effects. Beyond that, you have the pitch, which pitch, again, the parameters, the beat parameters come in percentages. So you can pitch your track up, or you can pitch your track down. Pitch your track up, pitch your track down. And you use that effect. I like to only apply minus 25% or plus 25%. And you can use this going into a drop or coming out of a song. I don't use it as much, but just be careful with the beat parameter. And with all these effects, you have to be careful with the beat parameter, because what sounds good on one effect may not sound good on another effect. So you'll just need to experiment a little bit. And then you have slip roll, which, like the delay, creates this stutter effect and basically rolls your track. I like to have that on the 1/4 setting. And then you have the roll, which is very similar to the slip roll. And then you have the Mobius saw wave and the Mobius triangle wave. And these are great because it essentially adds a producer's effect, a rising effect. And I love to use this in a drop. So if you have a track that you want to create more tension and give more tension to the audience, then you can use this effect as you're going into a build-up section towards that drop section to really enhance the tension, and then that'll make that drop or chorus section that much more impactful for the audience. So I'm gonna pull my camera around. I'm gonna hover over these functions just so you can get a taste of what these beat effects look like and how you adjust and apply the level and depth knob, the beat parameter knob, and then also just the beat scroll knob. And then I forgot one last thing, is you also have the track that you can apply this to. So you can apply this to your microphone. You can actually apply effects to your own voice. You can apply, I don't use it that much, then you can apply it to track 3, track 1, track 2, track 4, or the master track. So if you want to apply it to all tracks, just go to the MST, which is the master, or you have to flip to the individual channels. And you actually see that on the digital display screen on your actual mixing console portion of the DDJ-1000. So I'm going to bring my camera around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is an overview of the beat effects of the DDJ-1000. So as you can see here, this is the digital display screen. So right now it currently displays the beat effects of MT delay, and the beat parameter is 1. You adjust the beat parameters with these 2 arrows right here. So if you go left, it goes down 3/4, half beat, quarter beat, eighth beat, back up to half, 3/4, 1 beat. And then on the right hand side of the display screen is the channel. This is the channel that you apply the effect to. So down here is the channel knobs. You have microphone, you have 3, 1, 2, 4, and master. And SP is for the sampler. You won't use as much for the sampler or microphone, so in most cases you're flipping between channel 1 and channel 2. Again, you see it changing here. Or if you want to be safe, you can just apply it to the master and leave it on the master if you want to apply it to both channels, but it's really personal preference. You adjust the actual effect here. So the most popular effects, honestly, are echo, delay, and reverb. Beyond that, the other effects are not as popular. As I said, trans sounds like that gated effect. You have Enigma Jet and Flanger, which are fairly similar. Phaser's not too far from that. Pitch, you don't use as frequently. I like to keep the pitch setting somewhat low, so -25 or +26%. Slip, roll, and roll I'll use occasionally, and then the Mobius saw is the one that I use somewhat regularly. So here's what the Mobius saw sounds like. So this is that rising effect that you would add in a build-up section just prior to a drop. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to loop one of my tracks, which is called Blow Up the Room. This just released at the beginning of May of 2022. And this is the build-up section. Now I'm going to apply some of these effects just so you have an example and an understanding of how to use these effects. Okay, so this is the Mobius saw. Now let's do the delay. Reverb. Reverb's a popular one. Again, it sounds like it's in a room. It increases that sense of space between you and the audience. Let's do the pitch. So we're going to do pitch down. Pitch down. Now let's do pitch up. So pitch up is actually quite popular. Pitch up, and then right you're going is up, down. So here's what this could sound like. Okay, pitch up. We're going to get out of this loop. Everyone move, we'll blow up the room. And then some pro level tips is to combine some of these effects such as reverb with the sound color effects. So you can use this with the filter, and then that way you're applying a filter and maybe cutting off certain frequencies. So you can cut the highs, or excuse me, cut the lows, and use the reverb as you're going into a drop. So you would turn both these knobs with your left and right hands. So there you have it. That's an overview of the DDJ-1000 Beat FX and how to employ these various beat effects. So get out there, practice. There is no right answer with a lot of these effects, but there can be a wrong answer in the case of the Phaser, Flanger, Enigma Jet. If you use that effect too much, I would consider that to be a wrong answer. In the case of the reverb and delay, you can use that a little more liberally, but again, you should be having an intent behind these effects. So In my opinion, the intent is either to denote a transition or denote a transition between phrases of a song. So for example, you're going from the build-up section to the actual drop or chorus, you're trying to create more tension, and then that tension will be released with the arrival of the drop. So there you have it. If you like this video and like to see more, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.